Hey, it's time to read. Get your book. Do you remember picture pages? If you're from the 70s, 80s, it was a show. Picture pages, picture pages. Time to get your picture pages. Time to get your astrology book and read. On the Heavenly Spheres, we are on chapter 5, and the chapter is the Zodiac and the Signs. Um, Before I turned on the camera, I realized there was a Greek word that I have no idea how to pronounce anything in Greek. But this one I looked up, so we'll do my best. Um, Here we go. Just in case you need the page number, it is page 41. Okay, the zodiac and the signs. The word zodiac comes from the Greek zoon, which means life or animal. The zodiac is therefore the band of life or the band of animals, because many of the constellation images found along this band depict figures of animals, ram, bull, lion, etc. The zodiac is generated from the apparent movement of the sun around the earth during the course of the year. In reality, it is the earth that is in translation movement, circles the sun, but that is not what is visible by the terrestrial observer. This apparent motion traces a line known as the ecliptic around the Earth, and it is along this line that the moon, the planets, move through space. Because the apparent trajectory of the planets does not coincide exactly with the ecliptic, a band of about 16 degrees in width, 8 degrees above and below the ecliptic, was defined to encompass the total area where the visible planets move. It is this band that we call the zodiac. Excuse me. Okay. The band and its divisions, the signs, are the principal point of reference in astrology. In it are measured the movement of the planets, as well as the variations in their qualities and effects as they cross the different signs. I'm going to read that sentence again. The band and its divisions, the signs, are the principal point of reference in astrology. Okay. In it are measured the movement of the planets, as well as the variations in their qualities and effects as they cross different signs. The zodiac and the signs. The variations in light and heat caused by the motion of the sun throughout the year produce the 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Therefore, both the seasons as well as the zodiac arise. When I said both the seasons, I'm like, 2 seasons? There's 4 seasons. I'm confused. But what they're saying is both the seasons and the zodiac um, arise from the motion of the sun and are intimately connected to it. In fact, the zodiac was originally conceived of as the calendrical device in order to measure the seasons. In this way, the zodiac is divided into 4 areas, one each corresponding to a season of the year. The points of division are on the spring equinox, the summer solstice, and the autumn equinox, and the winter solstice. That is, the points where the sun finds itself at the start of each season. The 0 point of the ecliptic and all of the celestial references is the spring equinox, also known as the vernal point. I'm going to say that word again, vernal point. I've heard that a lot and just never really put those two together. Spring equinox is the vernal point. This equinox marks the point at which days and nights are of equal length. From that point on, the days gradually increase in length, while the nights become shorter. The weather becomes warmer, and the heat joins the accumulated humidity of winter, producing fertility and growth. It is the time of agitation, of great simmering in the natural world. Springtime is hot and a humid season associated with the air element and the sanguine temperament. Its symbol is the germinating seed. I've not heard it described as a great simmering. Spring is the great simmering. I love that. Maximum daylight is reached during the summer solstice, the sun reaches its highest altitude in the sky and the weather continues to become warm, drying the humidity of springtime. It is time for a maturation of fruits because of the hotter days. Summertime is hot and dry season, associated with the fire element and the choleric temperament. Its symbol is a germinated seed. It's no longer simmering, it's sprouted. I don't know why I find that funny. I find it cute. During the autumn equinox, the days and the nights again have the same length. After this point, the height of the sun in the sky gradually begins to decrease. The weather remains dry, but temperatures and the hours of the daylight decrease. It is a season for harvest and for prepping the harsh times of winter. The autumn is a cold and dry phase associated with the earth element and with the melancholic temperament. Its symbol of autumn is a fully grown plant that has begun to dry out. The shortest day and the longest night is reached at the winter solstice, producing a season of cold and sparse daylight since the sun is at its lowest altitude in the sky. During this phase, the rains are abundant and nature is relatively static, awaiting the spring, the winter's cold and moist season associated with the water element and the phlegmatic temperament. The symbol for winter represents warehoused foods. Each of the 4 seasons is divided into 3 corresponding to the beginning, middle, and ending phases. Each of the 4 seasons are divided into 3 parts. By dividing the zodiac into 4 seasons and each season into 3 parts, we get 12 segments that correspond to the 12 signs. The first 3 signs signal the spring: Aries, which marks the beginning of the season; Taurus, which corresponds to its culmination; and Gemini, which signals its end. The sequence repeats itself in the other seasons throughout the year. The sign for summer are Cancer, Leo, Virgo. The signs of autumn are Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. And those of winter are Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Let's see. Although it is subordinate to the temperament of the season to which it belongs, and to which defines it in general terms, each sign presents its own temperament and mode of action. Uh-oh. Okay, back at it. The images and symbols of the signs. Some signs are symbolized by an animal image, such as the ram, Aries, the bull, Taurus, and the crab, Cancer, lion, which is Leo, and fish, which is Pisces. Others are symbolized by human figures, such as the twins, Gemini, the Virgin, Virgo, and Libra, a young woman holding the scales, and Aquarius, also called the water bearer, a youth that pours water from a jug. There are also signs that correspond to mythological figures. Capricorn, an animal that is half goat, half fish. Sagittarius, a centaur, half man, half horse. Some versions substitute the centaur for the archer on a horseback. These images have their origin in a very ancient attributions that have come down to us through the Greco-Roman mythology. Nevertheless, the signs are far older than the civilizations, their origins lost in time. The signs are represented by symbols that are stylized images of figures that give them their names. The symbol of Aries and Taurus can be seen by the heads of their respective animals. Aries is like a sprout, like the horn, and then Taurus is a circle, little horn on top, like bull horns. The symbol for Gemini is the Roman number two, numeral 2, referring to the 2 twins. The symbol for Cancer evokes the pincers of an animal, but like this. That of a Leo looks to derive the stylization of the head and the mane. Virgo is represented by a stylized letter M, and it goes in. Libra, we see 2 plates and the fulcrum of the scales. That of Scorpio is a stylized of the animal with its respective stinger. And it's kind of like Virgo with the M, but it goes out. Sometimes with a little arrow at the end. Sagittarius is symbolized by an arrow, referring to the arrow, sagitta in Latin, of the archer. Capricorn is by the stylization of the mythical creature, half goat, half fish. Actually, this one I've never quite understood, but kind of like an N. Sometimes it swoops, sometimes it's a Z. And this one was like almost like a V with a circle that goes up high and then comes down. The symbol of Aquarius is the flowing water poured out by the water bearer. And Pisces is symbolized by 2 stylized fish, omitted. United by a cord. Looks like that with a line in the middle. That was fun. The manner of representing the signs has changed considerably over the ages. Currently, there are many artistic variations, but the basic design of the symbols is always the same. See Appendix 1, the astrological symbols. Following are the symbols of the signs that should be memorized. And I think it's just time to show you the book. Here we have Aries. Oh, I can see. I usually can't. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo with the N, Libra, Scorpio with the M going out, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. I think this is my new favorite setup that I've used. It's different than last time. Let's see. The signs divide the zodiacal. The signs divide the. It's late. I'm sorry. Okay. The signs divide the zodiacal circle into 12 equal 30-degree parts. In other words, the circumference of the zodiac, 360 degrees, is divided into 12 segments of 30 degrees, the signs. Each sign becomes at 0 degrees and 0 minutes and ends at 29 degrees and 59 minutes. The 30th degree of the sign corresponds to the 0 degree of the next sign. In zodiacal notation, we use the degrees and minutes of arc. The degrees are considered by the symbol, extra tiny little circle, and the minutes by quotation marks. When noting a planet's position in the zodiac, we say the planet is a certain degree in minute of the sign. This manner of locating a planet is known as zodiacal longitude. What is the zodiacal longitude of your Mars? For example, if the moon is located at 12 degrees and 40 minutes of Sagittarius, it is written as shown in figure 6. Where's figure 6? There we go. I don't know if you can see that. Like, the moon is at. Oh no, I can't remember. And it's backwards. So it's backwards for you too. Okay. 12 degrees and 40 minutes. The position of the planet in a sign changes over time. For an accurate astrological interpretation, it is necessary to know with precision not only its sign, but also the degree and minute in which a planet is located at any given moment in time. For example, in the horoscope of the poet Floribella Espanca, Saturn is located at 3 degrees and 28 minutes of Scorpio, which is written as shown in figure 7. See the 3 with a tiny little 0 up top? It's like a little tiny thing. And then the 28 with the quotation. And, I said quotation, and typically it's just like a 1, not 2, of that little thingies. In summary, the zodiac is created by the apparent motion of the sun around the earth. It is the segment of the sky where the sun and the moon and the planets move. It is divided into 4 seasons, which are in turn divided into 3 parts, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Or you can also think of it as a beginning and a middle and a transition, which is the ending to the beginning of the next sign or the next quarter. For thus creating the 12 signs, 4 seasons, 3 signs of each. This division is based on the equinoxes and solstices, the start of the seasons of the year. Each sign is a segment of 30 degrees of the zodiac, which totals 360, a circumference. And the position of the various astrological elements in a sign is divided into zodiacal longitude and is expressed in degrees and minutes of a sign. Let's see. I'm going to call it for this one and then come back with the nature of the signs because I need to yawn again.